Absolutely, these guys do. And so you'd think they'd be more responsive to our culture and to this movement and to this opportunity that they've got to put these great laws in place. But instead, it seems that they listen to the cops and the fear-mongers and the paranoia, and that just really makes me so sad. So we still have a lot of work to do, and I want you to get out there. I want you to talk to your neighbors. I want you to talk to your politicians. I want you to make sure that you vote in this municipal election and that you elect Ted Smith to City Council. Every one of you should be out there voting, and you should also talk to the other candidates and find out who is going to stand up for the cannabis movement, who's going to put the right kind of laws in place, and who's going to support the incredible movement that you already have here. But if nothing else, make sure you cross Ted Smith on that ballot. He will be a great city councilor. And so, you know, there's so much we have to do. And for me, really, this is more than just cannabis. Like, I love cannabis so much. It is the world's greatest plant. But what we call the war on drugs is really a war on all the world's greatest plants. You know, people think of these as dangerous drugs, but when you get down to it, the coca leaf, the psilocybe mushroom, the peyote cactus, even the opium poppy. These are plants that have been used by humans for thousands and thousands of years. We see how much people love plants, that they come all running over just to get a little free plant for themselves. It's incredible. Don't start any riots, please, over the plants. That is my one concern. No hurting each other. I wish I'd brought thousands of plants, but anyway, so it's all of these plant medicines. Ultimately, we need to end the whole prohibition on all plant medicines, not just on cannabis. But ending the war on cannabis is the first step. And there's no question that cannabis is the queen of plants. Cannabis is by far the world's greatest plant. No other plant has a seed that is so nutritious, a stalk and a fiber that is so incredibly useful, and a flower that provides such a beneficial medicine as well as a spiritual, uplifting experience. But I want us to end the whole war on plants, all of those medicines. I believe that really we're going to be seeing a resurgence in the psychedelic and entheogen movement over the next few years. And these psilocybe mushrooms and peyote and other sacraments like that are being shown to be incredibly beneficial for mental health and for opening your heart and for living a more fulfilling life and being in touch with yourself. And it's a great loss that we haven't had access to these things. And in some ways, I feel like the psychedelic and entheogenic movement right now is where the cannabis movement was 20 years ago. That people are just starting to understand. It's just starting to penetrate through to the mainstream that these things that they thought were dangerous, damaging, horrible substances are in fact actually really useful, beneficial medicines. And so I hope that you will join me in this battle, that it's not over. It's not over by a long shot. And I want to keep pushing forward. And I hope that you will join me in this effort to not only end any remnants of cannabis prohibition, which are still with us now, but to end this whole war on plants and to see a resurgence of these wonderful, beneficial plant medicines that have been prohibited and kept from us for so long, for this last century, a century of prohibition that has caused no good effects. Prohibition of cannabis and opium and these other substances was not done to protect human health. It wasn't done to have some kind of benefit to society. The prohibition on cannabis and the rest of these plant medicines was put in place as a racist, bigoted, ignorant effort to marginalize and exterminate and expel from Canada those racial groups that were identified with them. And for the last 100 years, these laws have been enforced in a bigoted, racist kind of manner across this country. And I fear that these remnants of prohibition that are still in the Cannabis Act, that's how they're also going to be enforced. They're going to be enforced against the marginalized people and the poor people and those who are least able to defend themselves. So, like I said, I hope that you will join me in this crusade to keep pushing forward, to use the tactics that we used to end the war on cannabis, this peaceful civil disobedience, this open defiance of the law, this setting up dispensaries and bong shops and holding public rallies and events where we peacefully and calmly and respectfully violate these laws as much as we possibly can to show how ridiculous and harmful they really are. And so we need more of of this. And I really see the overdose prevention sites and the dispensaries and the rallies were all part of this same